Taylor. I can't think of her last name. Westgard.
Taylor Westergaard. She's my person too.
I worked at a tanning salon with her in college. That's how I know her. And then her sister's Jordan Doring, who is lender at Wells Fargo.
Okay.
I don't have a Studio 507.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. We've got some people here on Zoom, so we want to stay on task. We're running a few minutes behind already, so we're just going to go ahead and get started.
Yes. The first slide here is just a reminder of our mission, vision, values, belief, perspective. Say that 5 times fast. So just a good reminder, every company has a vision and a mission, right? But at Keller Williams, we really do try to exemplify this mission, this MVVBP day in and day out. So if you're not familiar with it, you know, we can certainly share this with you if you'd like to add that to your listing presentation or buyer presentation, or just a good reminder. So just wanted to start out on that note. Do we want to do?
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions on that, we're happy to dive deeper at a later time. But I want everyone, if you don't mind, since we're in the holiday spirit and the holiday season, just to take a minute, no more than a minute, to think about, you know, just something that you're grateful for. And I'm going to go grab whatever we have in the gratitude jar and share those with you. So think about what you might want to share, something that's happening. I have all kinds of things I can share, by the way.
I bet you do. I bet you do. While she's running back there, I'll take this time to go through this very important but not the most exciting slide. The Telephone Consumer Protection Act, the TCPA. This is very important for running your own business. So this has to do, you know, the do not call list applies to when you're cold calling customers, and then when you're also cold calling other people that are owning their own business as well. This is a big deal. This is if you're violating the do not call list or the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. I mean, it can be, you know, anywhere from $10,000 to hundreds of thousands of dollars per occurrence. So this is very important. Just make sure that you're checking the do not call list when you're straight cold calling. If you need to know how to access area codes 507, 612, and 608, we do have free access to those area codes. If you need additional information on other area codes, we can get you that information as well.
Awesome. So I'm going to just kick it off. We had a couple of gratitude cards in the jar. First one says, and I'm not at all surprised, so grateful for Lisa and her working for us. We are blessed. And then the next one is, I'm grateful for the agents who helped us lab the new TC program, which, oh, by the way, we're going to hear more about today. Your input was appreciated and valuable. Anybody else have anything business-wise, personal-wise that you want to share that you happen to be grateful for right now? Something that's happened lately.
For that new mobile app.
Yes, yes. Has everyone downloaded Command, the mobile app? No, do that today. Have you played around in it yet? Bruce, you probably have. If I know you.
Just like desktop.
Okay, awesome. Just at your fingertips.
I'm grateful for a new buyer client I met Saturday over in Austin.
Oh, nice.
He said, Mr. B, you got the same problem I have with your right ankle. He said, I had mine replaced 8 months ago.
Oh, yeah?
So I scheduled it. I have an appointment next Monday with orthopedics.
Gonna get her done?
Yep.
Good.
Good for you.
Good for you. Awesome. Awesome. What else? Who else? I have a new grandbaby. And I have a son that's home a month earlier than we thought he'd be. A month and a half earlier than we thought he'd be. So yeah, I was floating on cloud 9 for probably about a week. So will you indulge me and let you just share the very quick story? So most of you know Zach was deployed to the Middle East and wasn't scheduled to come home until like end of the year, worst case scenario, middle of January. And Carly, my daughter-in-law, was expecting and due on the 29th of November. Well, Thanksgiving was on the 25th. She went late with both kids. I'm hosting Thanksgiving. She's bringing the kids. My other children are going to be there 1 o'clock Thursday. I get a call 8:15 in the morning. It's Carly. She's like, I think we might be going to the hospital today. And I had that moment of like just pain in my heart, like, oh, Zach's not here. And I so badly know that you want him to be here. And the plan was her mom would go because you can have one person in the delivery room. So she said, can we bring the kids early? I'm like, of course. Let us know if there's anything else we can do. She said, we'll be there in 15 minutes. So 8:30 in the morning. So I holler down to Steve, who's putting in the turkey. And I say, hey, Carly's in labor. They're going to the hospital. They're dropping off the kids. Unlock the front door. Because I literally was just getting up for the day. So about 10 minutes go by and I'm brushing my teeth, getting ready to come down, and Steve comes up kind of impatiently and says, "Can you hurry up? I'm trying to get the turkey and the kids are going to be here any minute." I said, "Yeah, keep your fans on, coming." Well, what I didn't know was when he had unlocked the door, Carly and Zach had snuck in and surprised him in the kitchen. And if he would have reacted the same way I did, I would have heard him 2 stories up, but he didn't. He was more of the what the kind of reaction. And so I'm coming downstairs to help with the turkey, and I turn the corner and he's standing in the hallway, and hopefully I can get through this without crying. And of course I lost it. Major ugly cry. Hugged him, didn't let go. And then I pulled away and I said, "Is Carly really in labor?" And he's like, "Yeah, we were going to come over at 1 o'clock and surprise you." He got home Wednesday night. She went into labor Thursday morning. And within a few hours, we had a new grandson. And then my next question was, "Are you here for good or just for the baby?" He's like, "No, it doesn't." They told him it doesn't make sense to put him on a plane to fly back to the Middle East for another 30 days. Only to send him back home. So I had a son home and a new baby on Thanksgiving. So it was a Thanksgiving for the books. So anyway, I know I just stole the show, but does anyone else want to talk that?
You're allowed. That story. That's a show stealer. Yeah, and he was on the news, and they were on the news. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
moving right
All right,
along. Thank you for letting me share. Still a little excited.
Today is the last day to register for Quantum Leap with Gene Rivers. For those of you that don't know what Quantum Leap is, or just want more information about it, I'm going to let you speak to it, because did you send some of your sons there? Or?
Yeah. So Quantum Leap is much like a lot of the training that we offer in Keller Williams. It helps, and it's geared toward anyone can take it, but it's geared toward our young adults and how to lay a foundation to, pretty much just go after whatever it is that interests them in life. But it's very entrepreneurial based, business based, a lot of things on mindset, and a lot of things on business, and really quite life-changing for a lot of young adults to be able to get in and have those kind of conversations that they've likely never had yet in life. I would venture to say a lot of adults haven't had those conversations in life unless they've surrounded themselves with those type of people, or they're in that kind of environment. So if you guys want more details on that, Jean is kicking that off tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow from 9 to 4. And or what's that?
Are we staying up 4 a.m.?
Did it?
I'm getting shit. It says 4 a.m.
Oh, thank you. I did that on purpose. I was testing you.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that you. It's 9 to 4 p.m. tomorrow, and it's $49 online.
Which is an incredible price, because when they used to, I don't know if they're still doing Quantum Leap in person in Austin, Texas.
Well, we're starting to get back to live in person. I was in Austin for a couple of days last week, so slowly but surely. And you all know how I feel about Gene Rivers. He's an absolutely amazing. I think one of the first KW events you might have went to, Gene didn't he? And it was about a year ago. He's a phenomenal instructor. And if for some reason you can't make it, if you have a young adult in your life and you feel like investing in them, $49, this would be an amazing early Christmas gift.
Yeah, I mean, in person Quantum Leap is thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So this is an incredible. And, I don't know if you've got a kid that goes to the Rochester Public School District, they don't have school tomorrow, so they could just sit and watch Gene Rivers all day long.
Yeah. You might be coming home to a new kid.
Reminder, family reunion is February 19th through the 22nd. We already have some agents in the room that have already signed up. So thank you for doing that and investing in yourself. Tickets for virtual are $129, I believe, right now. And in person, I think are $7.99 or $8.99.
No, well, they were $9.95. They were $9.95. And I think maybe the discount is gone. So let us double check on that for you. Obviously, with less people going in person, they've got to create a way to make up that revenue somehow. So KWRI, the tickets are a little bit more expensive this year to go live and in person, but they're not having any problem selling them because people are just ready to get back to live and in person with family reunion. So Lisa's checking here momentarily. They were $9.95. If we're really lucky, they're still $9.95. If they're not, then they might be slightly more. When they first came out, I believe they were, because I was like, whoa.
Oh, just kidding.
Okay, so
yeah, $9.99 for in person, and then $129 for virtual.
Yeah, so it's in Orlando this year. A lot of people are making kind of a dual trip out of it and taking the kids to Disney. So
The new December designs have launched in KW Command in the Designs applet. So if you want to go on today and just get everything scheduled for your social media posts for holidays, you can go ahead and do that now. We will be putting together a package for you for December with everything just with our logo on it. If you want to customize it further than that, feel free to, but that'll be coming out. So keep an eye on your email for that. Okay, Keller Williams School of Real Estate update. So we do have access to KW Prep now, which is a 17 video course that we are highly recommending individuals go through or at least start before they start pre-licensing education. So we're really special here in Minnesota and New York, so we're not the only ones, but we do have really strict guidelines. The Department of Commerce has really strict guidelines on a real estate company being affiliated with a pre-licensed course provider. So we have to be really careful when
how we word things.
When we are talking to individuals that you guys have sent to us that want to get signed up for pre-licensed education. We have certain scripts that we're using, so we've got all of that down now. But just so that you know, we do need to have them sign up for and start or finish. Sometimes, you know, if somebody goes through the entire KW Prep, it's really helpful because it can sometimes determine for them whether or not real estate is something that they really do want to decide to pursue. But we do need them to at least, like I said, start KW Prep. Yep, start the first module. And then at that point, we can have a conversation and get them access to the free code that's going to get them that pre-license education for free. But again, we do have to be really careful with the words that we're using. So best practice probably would just be to immediately send your people to us and let us have those conversations with them.
Yeah. So guys, when we first jumped on this, because it's such an incredibly exciting tool for us to leverage and use, we were blasting it out everywhere, right? And then the long arm of the law must have came in and said, wait, slow down, hang on. So then instead of us launching November 1, we got pushed back to December 1. You can still post about this, but KWRI is insisting that we use the graphics that they have created because they're compliant per our DOC here in Minnesota and New York. We have to stay away from saying free real estate license, free real estate school. We can say discounted or, you know, something along those lines.
Yeah. Or free training, because KW Prep is still training, so we can say free training.
Yes,
too.
we can say free training. So we're still working on that. We want you guys still to promote it and use it. We have over 100 people on our
like 170, and we would have way more than that, you guys, if we didn't have to just like completely halt all advertising.
Yeah. So you will see us begin advertising that again. And to Lisa's point, we have almost 200 people that she has registered them all or almost all of them for KW Prep. So the process is get them to us. She will reach out to them. She will send them the email to register for KW Prep. I registered for it myself. They just have to go in and change their password, start module 1. There's 17. I want to say module 1 is like 3 minutes long. As soon as they're done with module 1, they call Lisa to let her know they're done with module 1. She gives them the discount code to then go to Kaplan and sign up for the free classes.
Yeah. Course content with KW Prep total is like 3 hours. So, you know, if you want to go, and any agent can go through it too. If you guys want to get signed up for KW Prep just to see what people are going through, you can certainly do that. Just let me know, I can register you. And not everybody that's on our list has been registered for KW Prep. It's only if they have verbally agreed to be signed up or if they've had a conversation with somebody in leadership. So if you are in conversation with anybody and they are asking about KW Prep and they don't have access to it yet, just reach out to me and we'll make sure and get them access.
Any questions on that at all? Okay, awesome. Okay, so we have a few new family members to welcome. So Alexi has now joined us, and I feel like I always mispronounce because I want to say Marin, but it's not pronounced Marin. It's Marin. Yep. She's joining us in our Wisconsin office. She's a Wisconsin licensee, and Alexi is a Minnesota licensee. So if you happen to see them online or in person, please, you know, give them the big warm KW welcome that I know you guys always do.
Okay, so another reminder, tomorrow, December 9th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. is our evening with Santa. So Santa will be coming. And for those of you that have registered and have gotten us your number of RSVPs, we appreciate it. If you haven't, if you're planning on being there and you're inviting people to come and have not sent over your number of RSVPs to Christina, make sure that you do that today, just so that we can have a good idea of how many people are coming. It should be super fun. Tomorrow's the 8th. That's wrong. I can't do dates and times today, guys. Sorry.
It is. You're correct. I'm looking right at it.
I was working on this last minute, but I shouldn't make an excuse. Thank you. So yeah, it should be super fun. What's that? No, this morning I was working on it, so no. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of really fun games for the kids, cookies, hot chocolate, apple cider. So it should be a fun night.
And it's all planned for you. You guys just have to have your client show up.
If you're participating, have to come early, set up.
Yes.
Crash the party.
Yes. If you're participating and everybody that is participating has agreed.
Yeah.
Set up. So
3:30, I'd say 4 o'clock. Yeah, you do not just call.
Sit on Santa's lap.
Fellow agent, right?
Thank you, Lauren. Yes, we are asking.
4 would be fine. It's not going to take.
Yeah, we'll be starting at 3:30. So, and if we're done early, we're done early. We just want to leave ourselves plenty of time. So
I'm never early. I'm just saying.
Don't expect her.
Why don't you just get there when you get there?
No.
Just don't have everything done between 3:30 and 4 because we won't be there till 4.
Okay, well then you can just sit and enjoy.
Right.
Another reminder that we are still looking for a phenomenal productivity coach. This is a tough position to fill because we want to find the right person, not just throw somebody in that position. So Kelly, Kelly was
It's
a productivity coach.
There aren't very many unicorns.
Yeah, it is. So if you know of anybody, and it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that has experience in real estate. Sales is sales.
Or coaching or education. Some of the best productivity coaches have come from the education field. So if you know anyone who has been previously in education or has done any kind of coaching at all.
Full-time, part-time?
It's full-time.
Is it in person?
Yep. We want someone in-house.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
So please, we want names.
Yeah. Yep.
And we started running an ad last week.
Any of us.
Yeah.
We did actually start running an Indeed ad last week. We were looking for, we kind of wanted to look internally or just get recommendations from agents first, but we're just not having the best of luck. So yeah, we put on an Indeed ad last week. And, but if you have anybody, just reach out to anybody in leadership and we'll be in touch with them. Hey, Linear.
How are you?
Sorry.
We're gonna skip compliance corner this time. I'm just gonna spend a few minutes. We talked about it a little bit already, but the new KW Command mobile app has launched, both for all phones. So if you haven't yet downloaded the app, please do so. I will be running a training tomorrow morning at 9:30, just going over just the basics of the app. It is just like having Command in your pocket. I mean, if you're familiar with Command, you're going to be able to use the app pretty seamlessly.
If I can do it.
If you're not using and it's not a full version of Command, right? Like you can't do everything in the app that you can do in the desktop version, like, creating an opportunity and trying to upload documents, that'd be pretty cumbersome on the app. So, but it's the things that you want to have in your pocket. So if there's a few things that if you don't have them at least set up or, running at the very basic level in Command right now, Command mobile app isn't going to work to run and grow your business at its highest level. So that's what that training is going to be. It's just going to be, getting a few things done, a few housekeeping items, if you will, and then just a short overview of the app itself. So tomorrow at 9:30 at kwprtraining.com if it's back up. Otherwise, the link, the direct Zoom link is on the Facebook page as well.
GoDaddy is down right now, so we're not up.
Okay, so at this time, I am going to turn things over to Kelly Carr, who is in charge of our transaction coordination program. Kelly, I might just have to give you screen sharing access if you need it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
All righty. Kelly, when you're ready, take it over.
Hi everyone. For those I don't know, I am looking forward to meeting you. My name is Kelly Carr, and I am super excited to be working with your office and the leadership team to bring transaction coordination to the Market Center. We are excited to announce that we are accepting files starting in the new year. So your files that come together over Christmas break, January 1st, will be ready to service them when I think it's Monday the 3rd that we're back in the office. So we will take files from contract to close, and I am very excited to announce that we have two great transaction coordinators that I think most of you probably know, and that is Beth Davis, who's I think in the room. Beth, are you there? And then Cody will also be helping us with transaction coordination too. So they will be the people kind of hand holding, walking hand in hand with you through your files and going through the process. If you have additional questions, want to learn more about the program, want to see, all the finer details of what it entails, please let me know, and I would love to sit down and talk with you individually and see how we can help build a program that works for you. Obviously, we have a program kind of set out, ready to go, but we are wanting to make it work for your business. So please reach out. Lisa and Aaron and Katie, all leadership, have my contact information, and we'll set up time to walk through the process. So we're excited to officially begin come January. So thanks, guys.
All right, great. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, we are super excited about the transaction coordination program. If you want more information, you guys can just go ahead and grab a flyer right here. It gives you just the details of the program, and then also Kelly's information there also. And just a fun, friendly reminder, transaction coordination is included for free at Keller Williams, and so you can choose to take advantage of it. If you wish. The nice thing is that you're working with people that you probably have already worked with before, especially Cody. So sorry I didn't get a chance to throw Cody's picture on there this morning, but yes, Cody and Beth are your transaction coordinators. So we're very excited to have you guys. Congratulations.
Woohoo, Beth! Sorry.
Woohoo! Okay, at this time, we are going to turn things over to Eric Brownlow. He is the Chief Executive Officer and Government Affairs Director at Southeast Minnesota Association of Realtors. And he is going to come up and share with you everything that you have at your disposal at CMAR. So, Eric, take it away.
And I don't have a fancy PowerPoint. This is really meant to be more of a conversational tool. I thought and I'll talk a little bit, but I really prefer, ask questions. Pull back the curtain. What is CMAR doing for you? What aren't we doing for you? You got to tell us. Again, yes, Eric Brownlow. Quick background for anybody that doesn't know, I was first licensed as a realtor in 1996, and I spent 20 plus years being a realtor. The last probably 10 of those was following a pattern that nobody in this room should ever think of ever following, and that is I was pretty much a secret agent. Right down to the point where I did not even put my own signs in my own listings. I primarily worked for three people. I worked for Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. I guess that's four. So yes, busy, but loved all of it, hated all of it. Story for another day. My partners in crime with the association are Sean Martin, who's our technology and MLS guy, and of course, everybody's favorite, Margaret Heisey, who is in charge of almost all the membership-orientated tasks that we do at North Star or at CMAR. Does anybody know, again, this is where the interaction comes in, how much money did you write a check out to CMAR in 2021? Somebody at least take a guess.
I think it was 720 was my last one.
Don't leave me hanging. Anyone?
The full amount or like the little stuff?
Full amount.
I'm gonna
How
guess
much
1,400
Say 13.
per person,
per person?
including all the dues. So
Right.
so-
Okay, you guys are really, really close. $1,293. That's how much it costs to be a realtor or senior. MLS, E-key, the whole 9 yards. One thing that will probably stick with me till the day I die was a member came in about a month ago and and said, yeah, I'm here to let you take $715 out of pocket. And I kind of laughed because I'm like, you know what, that's the perception of most members. We are tasked as a local association to collect all the money. We don't get to keep all that money. And that's kind of unfortunate. I'd be driving a lot nicer car. But I brought two really good examples of what we do. And the biggest point here is that we're basically your go-between to the rest of the real estate world. You know, pick on yours. But, yes, we have bills just like you guys. You want to read the highlighted number?
54,475.89.
That's what we send to Supra. Want to read this one?
30,420.
That one goes to North Star MLS. This one goes every month. That one only goes every quarter. But this one goes every month. Guess what? North Star, they don't get to keep all this money either. North Star collects money as well, and then they pay things like Remind Pro. 75 cents a month is what we pay for Remind Pro. $3 a month is what we pay for forms. All these little add-ons that you wake up in the morning and have to work with, hopefully tools that help you, they all cost money. We're the collection point of that. Well, again, we don't get to keep all that money. And that's something I really want to drive home is that back in 1996, when I first started my real estate career, what the heck is CMAR doing and what are they doing with all my money? Well, I can tell you, once you peek behind that curtain, they don't keep it. They send it off. Do we get to keep some of it? Yeah, of course you do, because you got to pay the staff, you got to keep the lights on and pay the property taxes of the building. And obviously that's just the way business works. But I'll pause for a second here. Questions on money?
We should all be very familiar with this conversation. We have to defend our commission all the time. And it's kind of the same thing. We aren't keeping all of that money, right? It's going to pay all the pieces of the puzzle. So I actually almost say it should be a lot higher, then there'd be less realtors to, you know. You could cut that part out of the video, but you know. But anyway.
I've always joked around the fact that it's like if you ask all the membership how many people would like to see dues lower, you'd be about 50%. The other 50% would be, yeah, jack them up sky high.
And why is that?
Less realtors, less
Right.
competition.
And if you're doing business, the fees shouldn't scare you, right? Like you can easily cover that. It's a business expense. But when it's very inexpensive to become a realtor, everybody and their brother gets in and takes one little piece of the puzzle or piece of the pie out, you know, and that's not so great.
Yeah, because in all honesty, I mean, you could tack on probably about another $100 a year for your continuing education, and that's if you're not even trying to fight a deal on it. So yeah, fact of the matter, for under $1,500, you can have the big R on your chest forever and ever and ever. And the problem is as your expenses go up, the people that typically get hurt the most, it's not your big producers. And quite frankly, it's not your small producers that maybe have a second gig somewhere else. The people that really get crushed are the people in the middle. And those are the people that we need in this industry. Because obviously this industry is all about choice. And so
COVID due to membership? Membership, did it stay steady during COVID? Did we lose? Did we gain realtors?
membership is skyrocketing right now. We're at about 1,105 members that belong to the Southeast Minnesota Association of Realtors. That number statewide is about 24,000.
Can I share a fun statistic? There are more individuals in real estate school right now than there are licensed real estate agents.
Yeah, but what's the fallout rate? I mean, it's high.
It's 35%. There's a 35% graduation rate, and probably an even lesser percent of people that actually end up going through the entire process after they graduate. I don't know what that number is.
Through their second year. 25%.
Is it still over 80% that get out of the business within 2 years?
That's
a NAR statistic.
What is it?
Over 80%.
Yeah, those are that's insane.
Well, you know, it's a tough business. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. Oh, no, like I said, interaction. You aren't gonna. I'm gonna be all over the map anyway, so just feel free to throw me off.
Where it's a total one-sided market, and then people go, "You're not even doing anything." Like that's when we see lots of people decide to become real estate agents. Okay. So it's a seller's market, and all you got to do is
give me a name and a number.
But I mean, that's where, you know, and I mean, we know, right? Like, in the seller's market is when you really need somebody who knows what they're doing and can read all of the purchase agreements and tell you what each one of them means and how they're all written. But we know that because we do it. People who don't do it think it's super easy money. They think it's selling sunset.
And part of that's our own fault. You know, just as the association probably does a crummy job of telling our membership exactly what we do and what we're spending money on, where we've been, where we're going. You guys do a terrible job of telling your clients
how hard we work.
How hard you actually work. And I'll still remember one other thing that really stuck in my head was former mayor of Rochester, Ardell Brady, came to one of our meetings back when I was selling. Another misconception we're going to kill right here now. I no longer am licensed. I am not competing with you. To the sum where this year it really hurt because I did get multiple phone calls from past clients. And
can you be on ice and put girls?
No. The association will not put one member, ahead of another. We get calls like that, not from the public, from actually other members. I need a real estate agent in Iowa within the association has an Iowa license. We're going to point you in the right direction so you can ultimately find out the answer, but we're not going to give you a name. That's just not our place. But where was I going with this? No idea. Yes, okay. Sorry. I'm no longer licensed, but the former mayor said, you are the ambassadors to the communities that you live and work in. And that's 100% true. A lot of times when somebody is relocating to your community of expertise, you're likely their first contact. You are their first impression of the community in which you work and live. And that's very important. So thank you for what you guys do. So we talked numbers. I'm also going to talk, how can we help? What is the association's phone number? And there are no prizes, I'm sorry.
What is it?
Nobody actually knows phone numbers anymore.
Right.
I do want to bring up one important thing, and that is our text line, something that we started about 1.5 years ago. Doesn't get overly utilized, but this is a text message that even when our office is closed, that text message will get through to me. That number is 208-507-208-7960. Of course, as most of you know, that if you're in a real pinch, you got a new phone, you got to go show a house, and you forgot that you need a new super app. I get the fact you're going to just call Lisa, and Lisa's going to call me, and you're gonna be able to get into that house. But can't sit here and say that we're 24/7 like you guys are, but we try to be. We try to be there when you guys are working to make sure there isn't any disruptions in your business.
I finally got my address book open for 2 weeks.
The phone number 285-9833.
Wait.
That's the regular number.
That's the regular.
208-7960.
Thank you.
So again, those are in case of emergencies. And if anybody's really, really good at Google and you can figure out my middle name or at least my middle initial, yeah, you can still find my name floating around North Star. So I'm not exactly real hard to get a hold of. So just keep that in mind, that if we are in a position to help you even after hours, we are going to try to help you, because again, we do not want to have any disruption in your business. A couple things I would like to point out. Be informed. Who reads the newsletter every Monday morning? If you don't, that's fine. But again, you're not going to be informed. I realize the fact that you guys absolutely get pounded with emails, but try to read something every day. Be the expert in the room. Whether it has to do with what you're doing or not, doesn't really matter. If you come across as smart, people are going to want to work with you. Again, I get the fact. CMAR averages 38 phone calls a day, and every one of us gets over 100 emails a day. The emails, yeah, half of them are garbage. You still got to open it, make sure it is garbage before you delete it. But yeah, we get the fact everybody's extremely busy. Annual meeting. I know most of you aren't signed up because nobody's really signed up yet. Annual meeting is December 15th, 10:30 out at the Events Center, the one over by TJ Maxx. I would strongly encourage you to sign up. You get to meet the outgoing leadership, the incoming leadership. If you ever got a question about what in the Sam heck are those people doing at CMAR, chances are it came from the direction of the board of directors, which is all members. Thank you, thank you. We got current and about to be.
Yeah, it's mandatory. Yeah. Okay.
The Rochester party, the first one in 9 years, in case anybody's so inclined to have a couple of cocktails with us. December 16th, also at the event center by TJ Maxx.
Just say Best Western Apache, and everybody knows.
Can I say Best Western? Well, they change their name every other week.
Empire.
Empire.
If you want to Google it.
Is it Best Western anymore? It's a Ramada, right?
No, it's a Best Western.
It is?
It's the thing right by the Wildwood.
Yeah.
It's Best Western again.
And TJ Maxx. Okay.
I should relate to something you're all at.
Thank you.
The bar.
I'm like,
Yeah.
What's the closest bar?
How close is that to a bar? The Realtor Rally is back, and that is going to be February 10th. Sign up will start next week. Our sponsorships are all full, which is great. We will be teaching the module during the morning of the rally. And we have a gentleman coming in from Ohio to be our national speaker. Absolutely phenomenal. Can't miss. It's going to be $35, and that will include breakfast and lunch. A couple of things that we're working on and that I just want to make sure everybody's kind of aware of. I'll use an example, but the point is, anybody here, we got a new school in town and another one coming? Mm-hmm. North Star's got several requests to add that, to add edit. Stuff like that. Could you just give us the heads up? And again, back to the point of we need to do a better job of communicating with you, the members. But the Rochester Public School District has specifically asked us not to add Dakota or Overland, to add edit and MLS. We are more than happy to help them out and oblige until they can get their boundaries straightened out. And quite honestly, that's good for everybody in this room. Don't be promising Overland or Dakota until the Rochester Public School District has their boundaries straightened out.
So can we change it to where it's not required for Rochester for, is it the middle school, whatever, elementary, whichever one it is. Sorry, I don't have kids. Whichever one it is, do we have to, okay, so I have a listing coming up. It's going to be in one of those areas, right, where it's changing. I don't want to say that it's JA if it's not JA, or that it's Hoover if it's not Hoover. You know what I mean? So can we leave that blank? Can we change that?
No.
Okay. So I'm telling people that it's going to be this thing, even though.
Yeah, you can put it in your.
I'm talking about buyers that are not going to look at that house because they're going to think that it might be in this district. They need to do their own education, their own research, and be knowledgeable.
Can you put it in the public comment?
Yeah. Point them to the research.
Currently, it's in this
elementary
Okay.
school district. That could change based on the two new, you know,
Yeah, I
districts
just
that
want to know like what the best resolution.
The best practice, in my opinion, is give them the transportation number for the Rochester Public School District and have your client, not you,
Correct.
have your client call the transportation department at RPS and have them talk directly to the supervisor.
I think
His
that's
name is-
great. I think what you're saying is the general public, if they're doing searches and looking, they aren't gonna find that house if they're looking
At this point, right? If they try to do a search for.
Nothing's
something
gonna
that's
come up.
in Dakota,
Right.
There's nothing.
Right.
Right.
Nothing is gonna come
No, I know,
up,
but if
which
they see the
again
listing,
keeps that playing field level.
Whatever school, say they don't like that school and it's not even gonna be in that district, maybe they.
But we don't know yet. That's.
Right, so that's why I was like, it'd be awesome if we could blank, since we don't know.
I just put it in the public comments then.
I just wanna
And
know.
the
how
reason we
people
can't
would
leave
handle
it
that.
blank is because schools in Rochester is a mandatory field in MLS.
I know,
So we gotta put something in
that's why I was
there.
asking, if we could make it not mandatory.
I feel like if both
In the inner
parents are plugged in to
I would
what's
love to
going
make it
on.
not mandatory, except for
But we can't
80% of the membership would
lose their
have
shit.
mutiny. They would completely lose their mind.
I got it.
Yeah,
Just
that's a
wondering.
deal we made with North Star 3 years ago, that we would still have mandatory fields for schools in Rochester.
I won't call them harass you in 2 weeks.
Go ahead, because I'll just give them your cell phone number.
Nobody promises you can't.
Yeah.
Something that hopefully will be coming in before the end of and again, I'm not trying to give you an excuse not to attend the annual meeting, but one thing that is really top priority of our list, and if anybody asks you about it, we'd appreciate your support, but we're trying to get a field added into showing time, and that is for plat drawers. We are fielding more and more calls from not only angry realtors, but really, really mad sellers of why is this person wandering around my, it's the time we live in. Why are people wandering around my yard? And nobody has a clue of why. And even though you might have told them as a listing agent that when your property goes into escrow, there will be somebody that comes to make sure that all of your boundaries are where they're supposed to be and there isn't in sheds, encroachments, and all that other good legal crap. They forgot the second you told them that there would be somebody coming to their property. So we are trying to get that added to a field. Obviously, there would be no need for any interior access, but listing and agents and buyer agents, both title companies, again, there's almost an impossible scenario of trying to communicate what is actually going on behind the scenes while you're in that escrow period. So I'm throwing that out there right now, that if when you do see that be an option, obviously we'll be putting a lot of information in the newsletter about it. Make sure everybody is using it if you have the ability to. All of the title companies that we've talked to, they're already on board. They're already have told their plat drawers, you'll be using this or you won't be doing plat drawings for us, period. I bring that up, A, to use it, B, to have your support, but C, it's like if there's stuff like that that bothers you that's not happening and we can do a better job in the eyes of the public, let us know, because it's probably bugging a lot of you. So just bring it to our attention, because there's a lot of things like the plat drawing getting into showing time. We can do something about it. We can fix that. We can not have angry homeowners, angry sellers. That's really what the association is all about, is making you guys look good in the eyes of the public. Does that sometimes mean we're the police? Yeah, sometimes that does mean we're the police. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you guys look good, the brand looks good in the eyes of the public. That also means a lot of government affairs stuff, which I'm not going to bore you with today. But a big job of us is, yes, going to city council meetings. I just got back from Austin, where, by the way, it's not snowing. It's beautiful.
Disagree.
Oh, it is snowing now? We're heavily involved in Chamber of Commerce's. We're heavily involved with the builders organizations. We're involved with city staffs and your elected officials. So again, if you're looking for a conduit, lean on us. Couple last hits before I exit stage right. Couple things I've heard in the past few weeks, which I thought was really, really interesting. You may not have the nicest car as a realtor, but make sure it's clean. Along that same line, the one thing that pet peeve that I've had for pretty much ever and ever and ever, if you have a sign in the yard, make sure it's straight. Make sure it's not laying down on the ground. Make sure there's not junk in your seller's yard. Drive by your house once a week. Every listing you've got, you should be checking on. Make sure that sign looking good. Quite frankly, I'm not calling you if your sign's doing one of these. Like, when you look good, we look good, everybody wins. Regulation. Everybody loves regulation, right? Here's one that I heard just a week ago. Regulations state what you can't do. What do they also state? What you can do. So never look at a regulation, never look at a rule as somebody's coming down with the iron fist. Look at it as exactly that. You just told me what I can't do, which means this is everything I can do. And that's it. Oh, I actually have that written down too. Anybody, literally, does anybody in this room still need code of ethics? Does everybody know how to check to see if they need code of ethics? Does everybody know we have a website?
This is the worst class that we ever have to take. It's horrible.
Code of ethics is due every 3 years per NAR requirement. This is completely outside of their Minnesota licensing period. Every 3 years, which the 3-year period we are in right now ends this year, December 31st. So you've got to take a code of ethics class prior to December 31st, or starting January 3rd, you will literally be turned off. And us, the local association, yay, we get to do, even though it's in our requirement, again, it's up to the local association to enforce this rule. So starting just this January 3rd, we will get the list of everybody that has not taken it, and we will start turning people off. All association services, all MLS services, all e-key services will be terminated. So if you don't know if you need code of ethics, go to the website, go to the portal within the website, which is the members only portion. And right on the front page, right next to your picture, again, if you don't have a picture, put in a picture. It transfers over to the website. And it'll tell you COE, yes or no. If it says yes, you're good. If it says no, you need it. If you've taken it, we don't know about it, which means you have to send it to us. And then we'll mark you as a yes, and we can all move on. But that has to be done by December 31st. It has to be a minimum of 2.5 hours. And it has to be a credited provider. We are done with live or webinar code of ethics classes. So your only 2 options right now. And by the way, the Minnesota State Association is also done with classes. So as of right now, you're looking at Kaplan, CE Shop, and NAR.Realtor. I would frown on Continuing Express. Again, back behind the curtain, if you do Continuing Express, we'll punch it through, but they're not NAR approved.
And if you do decide to go through Kaplan, we do have a discount with the so, you know.
Yeah, it's relatively inexpensive. And again, if you have not taken code of ethics, I would actually encourage you not to go to NAR.Realtor. Go to either CE Shop or any of the local providers, because that way you will get the credit. You'll check the box for NAR, but you'll also get the 2.5 hours or 3 hours, depending on which class you take, for your continuing education renewal next year. Questions? Jim?
That CE class. I took code of ethics last year. I applied for something on so that didn't pass. So I sent a letter to my tell them they had to be notified.
Yeah, most things flow up. The only way it flows down is if you specifically go to the NAR.Realtor website and take code of ethics through NAR. they'll credit you and then they'll filter it down to us. If you take it anywhere else, it's got to come to us and then filter it up. NAR has no idea every single state's continuing education requirements, so they just don't get involved in continuing education at all. But if you took it from a provider here and gave us your certificate, then your mark is done. But I'll check and send you an email. Okay. I'll double check. And I believe, Lisa, you've already requested a list of all KW agents that don't have it.
So yes, and I feel like that list usually goes to Katie. So if we don't have it, we'll get one and let you know if you're not compliant.
Yeah, because within the next week or two, we will be sending out emails to everybody that we do not have record of having code of ethics. And again, faithful newsletter readers, you know that a couple weeks ago that number was upper 40s. About half of you had not taken it. That number is still about 39% of people that are still left. So there'll be a lot of people on New Year's Eve taking code of ethics.
Kate has a great question for you.
Is it yearly that you have to take a code of ethics?
Every 3 years.
Every 3 years. Okay.
Every 3 years is NAR's requirement.
So I'm good for a couple more years.
And if you have taken it, don't take it again.
Yeah.
Until at least January 3rd, and then you'll be good for another 3 years. Right. Unless they change the rule, which they sometimes do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good note about CE in general. Make sure that you're not taking the same course within a license period because it actually won't count.
And the course provider will not tell you that it.
Yes,
that's true. Right. Portal and check your transaction.
So what can we be doing a better job of? What are we missing?
I like it when you tell us who's moving place to place. I like to know where they're coming from though. Sometimes they are secret agents, you know who they are.
Yeah, that's something we killed a couple years ago.
Because it just took so long. So much footage. But it's fun. I like
there's
memes too.
That actually wasn't your thing. I didn't see any benefit from stopping on a broker's company by saying, 3 people left so and so this week and went wherever they went. It's like there's absolutely no purpose other than to stir up some gossip. Right. So that one won't be coming back.
But we like the memes. I like the weekly touches with that newsletter, so we kind of know what's going on. And I guess I'm telling you what I do. Sean's
That's awesome though, because keep in mind anything that obviously KW does a really good job of providing endless content to push out there, especially on your social media pages. Back to the whole thing, it doesn't cost that much to be a realtor. It doesn't cost that much to promote yourself as a realtor. Whether it be KW, whether it be NAR, most of the stuff NAR puts up is not really applicable in my opinion. But it is still all of your content. If you get to call yourself a realtor, you own that content. Same thing with CMAR. If we put out a funny, now keep in mind that these funnies that we put out, we do actually do our due diligence and make sure that we're not infringing on any copyright. But that's why sometimes they're rather simple. But keep in mind that anything we put out, it's yours. The building at 3400 East River Road, that's your building. You guys bought and paid for it. Like quite literally, we owe no money on it. Yes, anything that we do, anything that we put out, this is your content. Feel free to use it. But the other thing that the monthly report just came out yesterday. Obviously, this will be November's monthly report. There's 32. That's a number I'm making. There's at least 32 social media posts in these 13 pages. Use it. It's yours. You paid for it. This is all the content that we put out is yours.
Not only that, it doesn't hurt to know what's going on in your market.
Doesn't hurt to know what's going on in the market. How many houses for sale are in Rochester?
Not enough.
1.5
277.
months.
I bring this up because this is something you should know. 179.
Yeah, and the only other
Bleak.
time so right now that we've ever been below 200 has been in January. It usually only lasts a couple of weeks in January. So to be under 200 in November and December is like, it's horrible.
When was the last stable market we had? Does anybody remember a stable real estate market? There was about 3 weeks in 2014, I think, market was stable. We've literally gone through
Before 2000.
Yeah, we've literally gone through 2 decades of extremes, either extreme buyer, extreme seller market.
Yeah, when you think of just in Rochester, like now there's 179. There were just over 1,200 listed in 2010, just in Rochester. Now we don't even get up to 1,200 in our C-Mark area, MLS.
This time, 1,200.
2010,
Yeah.
when you couldn't sell a house.
You know, I actually had one thing that popped just into my head that I would like you to guys just kind of keep on your radar. But within about the past week and a half, I've started hearing. To date, I've heard 3 stories, and they all have to do with Rent Help MN. That's the rental assistance program that is administered by the state of Minnesota, funded by the feds, of landlords. So 3 months ago, nobody could get any. The program was like Minlars. It was garbage. Well, now we've entered into a new phase of MN Rent Help Minnesota, and that is, let's just get money out the door. We don't care where it's going. So I've heard, again, three different instances, three different individuals, all very, very small time landlords. I keep getting checks in the mail. I have no idea why I'm getting checks in the mail. And we're not just talking $300-400. These are $12,000, $14,000, $18,000 checks. And it's for a property. It's a property. The last one I heard, it was for a property in Tower, Minnesota. Now I can't find Tower, Minnesota on a map, which means that's not anywhere close to us.
Up $5 million,
really?
Yep.
Okay, I just got this $12,000 check for a person that I've never ever heard of, for a property that I have 0 ownership in Tower, Minnesota. And again, we're just starting to hear more and more and more of those stories. 1, 2, 3 stories isn't going to get anybody's attention. If we get 25 stories, 30 stories, now the legislature might actually listen. And again, our biggest fear is that this money getting pumped out to landlords, which is obvious fraud. Eventually, this money is going to run out, and it's not going to get in the hands of the renters where it was actually intended to go, the people that actually needed the help. So again, if you hear those types of stories, give them our phone number. I want to talk to them. If they go online, if you spend about a half hour online, you might be able to figure out on their website where to report fraud. But good luck, it's tricky. And you know as well as I do, that is like reporting it to the black hole.
So is this Rent Help MN for the tenant or the landlord?
It's for both.
Okay.
But the main intention of it is if you are a tenant and you have 6 months, 12 months worth of back rent, it is supposed to make that landlord whole by catching up on that rent. Okay. The other one, which I didn't even count in the 3 because this isn't quite as outrageous, but there was one tenant that was 9 months behind on rent, and there's caps, like 12 months, I think, is the cap. But they were 9 months behind in rent, went through all the paperwork, did all of the right procedures, landlord did all the stuff on their end, everything was great. Boom, last week they got a check, 21 months worth of rent.
Oh my God.
So now this tenant doesn't have to worry about rent for the next year. So again, a lot of mischievous things going on, and I just like to hear about personal stories If you guys hear of anything, if you have clients that hear of anything, have them call us. Because we're all much stronger if we can carry a really loud voice by letting the elected officials know that this is an issue.
Right. We're still waiting for checks.
A lot of people still waiting for checks.
March, we're still waiting for checks. You're over $140,000.
Are you getting any checks?
We've gotten some.
We've gotten some.
60%.
Okay. Well, when you start getting checks that are like way too many zeros,
yeah.
Don't cash them until you talk to your attorney. Any others? I know I'm standing between you and food, so.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so there is some amazing food out there for those of you that are participating in Secret Santa. Maybe if you just want to grab your food and come back in here so that we can do that fun activity and get you back to the rest of your day. What's that? Yeah. Yep. And if you are participating in Secret Santa and haven't brought your gift and put it on that back table. Sorry, white elephant. Sorry. It was Secret Santa. My old years and years. With you? I don't know.
And Melissa's coming with one more.